Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these hanging cat baskets for an interactive cat wall. Part 1, making the pillows. Firstly, here's a list of materials that you're going to need. Fabric, any round plate, fabric scissors, something to draw on the fabric with, pins, needle, thread, something like a seam gauge or a tape measure, and a working sewing machine. Firstly, I'm going to lay out my fabric on an open, flat space, and I'm going to take my round stencil and trace it onto the fabric to create the round pillows for cushions inside the basket. You're going to need to give yourself at least an extra 3 inches all the way around the plate, both as a seam allowance and for when you stuff it later on. Next, you're going to fold part of the fabric underneath to create 2 layers of the pillow, the back and the front. Using your fabric scissors, cut out the 2 layers. I'm repeating the process as I'm making 2 pillows, but the process remains the same. Now, since I'm making 2 pillows, I can just trace one of the circles that I previously cut for the other pillow to make the second one. Next, you're going to take the 2 circles you just cut out and pin them together. Usually, I'd say be careful how you pin your fabric depending on the design, but since my fabric doesn't have any design, it doesn't really matter. When pinning, pin both circles together and make sure that it goes through both layers, then push the pin back up to the top. Continue the process all the way around the pillows, pinning so it'll stay in place while you sew. Finally, it's time to sew. You're going to sew all the way around the circle, remembering to backstitch at the beginning and the end, and leaving a big enough hole to stuff the pillow. Once you're done sewing, you're going to unpin your project and turn it inside out. Then you can stuff your pillow using soft fluff. My cat wanted to help out on this part. Then you're going to pin the hole that you left to stuff and hand sew it closed using a needle and thread, whip stitching it closed. Part 2, making the pillowcases. Here's a list of materials that you're going to need. Fabric scissors/shears, something to draw on the fabric with, pins, seam gauge or something to measure with, and a working sewing machine. First, you're going to lay out your fabric and measure it. I found that for my pillows, a 15-inch by 15-inch square pillowcase works great. You're then going to mark your fabric and cut it out. Repeat this step for as many pillowcases as you need. Now you're ready to pin. Choose 3 sides of the pillow and 1 side to leave open. Pin the 3 sides and make sure that the pin goes through both pieces of fabric. Then repeat the process all the way around the pillowcase. Next, you're ready to sew. Sew the areas that you pinned the pillowcase. Once you're done sewing, you can take out the pins and then flip it inside out to see if your pillow fits. If the pillow fits, then turn it back inside out and then take your seam gauge and set it to 1 inch so you can hem the other side of the pillow that you didn't sew. Repeat this step all the way around the pillowcase. Finally, sew in a circle so you can hem the pillowcase, and then once you're done, flip it inside out, and then you're finished. Part 3, assembling all of it together. Here's a list of materials that you're going to need. A hanging basket, a jumbo hook, an extender chain, a drill, a 3/8 inch drill bit, and a toggle bolt. Firstly, you're going to take your drill and your 3/8 inch drill bit and drill a hole in the ceiling. Make sure it's big enough for your toggle bolt to fit inside. After this, connect your hook to it and screw it in. Then take your extender chain and adjust it to your desired height and connect your hanging basket to it. Finally, add your pillow and pillowcase, and then you're finally finished.